Your future self is not a thinking machine. She is a frequency. And when we can get from the state of thinking into being, is when we can really collapse the gap between your current self and your future self. So, what I don't like about the discussion about just think, just understand your thoughts, just change the way that you're thinking, and your reality will change. Is because actually, according to ChatGPT, we have between 6,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. That is a lot of thoughts. And secondly, if you are like a thinking person as I am, then you probably have a lot more than 6,000 thoughts. So you having the idea of that, if you just find that one thought, if you just do that one mindset shift and everything will work out for you, everything will change for you, then you will be in chase of life. Because what I also notice with thoughts is that when you understand a certain thought, a new thought pop up that you need to reframe as well. Don't get me wrong, I've been really helped with thought work. I really needed, it was a time where I really needed thought work to get myself into the next level. And I truly believe that if you want a kind of life, you can definitely do the thought work, you can definitely do the reframing, you can definitely change your mind, change your focus, and you will have a good life. But if you're like me, you want this desire, and then you want this desire, and then you want this desire, and you see that as a natural evolvement of life. You see that as something that I'm a human, so of course I'm going after next and the next and the next desire. Then you need to do the embodiment work. It is not enough with mindset work, just to say it. And what I also noticed is that when I tap into the frequency, the embodiment, the feeling of my future self, my dream version, my thoughts and emotions and actions change accordingly. So I can go around there and just look for, okay, this thought, and is this thought blocking me right now? Or why am I stuck? It must be this and this thought. Instead of that, if I can just tap into the energy of me and the feeling of me, I notice how I do not have those thoughts in the first place. So I really want to have this discussion because I notice that there are many people who are just like asking oftentimes like, I want to get into your mind. I want to get into your brain, how you're thinking, because I've done a lot of thought work. So I think that that is actually where that kind of question and where that kind of desire comes from. But it is actually about the frequency which I am carrying. It is the frequency, it is the kind of way that I carry myself out of my day, which helps me to have and carry and hold a certain perspective, a certain type of thoughts, a certain type of way of looping my thoughts in a way that is helpful for me and in a way that feels really like great to me. When you shift how you be, you shift the way that you think. When you shift how you be, you shift the way that you think. So the other discussion I want to have about this is that we can sometimes get very obsessive about a certain type of image. A certain type of image of, if I dress like this, or if I have these routines, or if I wake up at this hour in the morning, then I will be my future self. I will have my desires, I will be the person I want, I will have what I want, all of that. That is a part, that is how we add structure, that is how we add precision, that is how we add specificity. Is that a word? Like being specific with our future self and knowing what we can like more and more get ourselves into or adjust ourselves into, have the habits of. But that's just one part of it. And we actually need to start with, what's the frequency of our future self? What's the aura? What's the aura like? I actually have a really, really great journaling prompts within my self-devoted playbook. So I will leave the information in the description for that playbook as well. That is a really, really good one to have when it comes to your future self as well, because we have to be devoted, know how to show up for ourselves and our lives in order for us to change our lives as well. So this image that we give ourselves, this image that we're really in, we many times like forget the deeper part of it. We forget how you are felt. When there are certain people that just enters a room and you feel that person's energy. is because that person has take a step beyond just being in her thinking, just being in her logical part. She is a movement, okay? There is a very, very big difference between thinking your way into life, thinking your way into attracting your manifestations, thinking your way into, having these and these desires, which I said, like you can definitely have a level of life with that, a level of standard with that. But actually how life moves through you is how you feel and how you show up towards the world and towards yourself. You don't need to pay so much attention actually to how you walk through life or the exact decisions that you do and so forth. What I noticed when you tap into this embodiment work, I noticed that I need to be less, picky on myself. Do you understand what I mean? I need to be less on like, do I really follow my habits now? Do I really like live according to these values now? Do I really take these decisions, which is the standards I want in my life? Like, I don't need to do that because I just tap into my energy more. I'm just like, okay, I'm like this person. This is how I show up. This is how I feel. This is how I be. And because of that, I carry out those standards. I follow those values. I do those practices. I hold those habits. But I do it in a more playful way, a more fun way, a more creative way. I channel her. I channel the frequency, the sensation of her. Right? I'm not thinking my way to her. It's a big difference between thinking, having an image. This is how I think my dream life looks like. This is how I think my dream relationship looks like. This is what I think we should have, we should do, we should talk about. And instead of, this is how I feel. This is the sensation of it's penetrating my life. This is how my dream life is penetrating me. This is how I feel every single day. And this is the feeling that I can tap into right now so I can experience it now. So that also the reality that I want to see in front of me will change accordingly. If you experiencing a lot of overthinking, I hope this has been a great conversation for you. If you're experiencing that you have a lot of thoughts, if you're a person who says like, I have a lot of thoughts, this is a really great episode for you. Your future self is not an image. It's not about how she looks, or it's not about, all of those things that you can think yourself into. It's a part of it, definitely, because her vibe is translated into how she looks like. Her vibe is translated into what kind of tasks she has throughout the days, or her habits, or, what she talks about and all of that. It is a translation, absolutely. But we have to start with the sensation, with the feeling, because then everything else will fall into place. Then we'll kind of feel like, what does she feel like wearing? What does she feel like being? What does she feel like working with? And that will help you to get so much quicker into your future self energy and collapse time so that you can, just get your desires and live that good life that you want to experience more and more and more of. So this was everything for today. If you love this series, Your Future Self series, then go ahead and like this video as well. Give me a comment about what you liked about this and what you take away from this episode. And I will talk to you in the next one. Keep on listening to Reading Talks.